Okay, let's dive right in. We're about to explore how you can actually upgrade your mental operating system the very way you think, so you can start solving problems like some of the world's most creative minds. You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You're trying to solve something and it just feels like you've slammed into a giant brick wall. You can't see a way forward, you can't see a way around it. It is that super frustrating feeling of being totally, completely stuck. But what if that feeling isn't really a dead end? What if it's just a signal, a sign that you're using the wrong tool for the job? So why do we really feel that way? Well, here's the big idea, and honestly, it's kind of a bombshell. School, for the most part, handed us maybe one or two ways to think. But psychology has identified at least 5 distinct, powerful thinking styles that geniuses and top innovators use all the time. That gap between the 2 we got and the 5 that exist, that's why you feel stuck. So let's start your upgrade. We're going to begin with the foundational code, the first 2 thinking styles that are basically like breathing for your brain, in and out. This idea comes from a psychologist named J.P. Guilford, and it's brilliant. On one side, you have divergent thinking. Think of this as breathing out. It's that creative explosion, brainstorming, coming up with as many wild what-ifs as you can with absolutely zero judgment. Then you have convergent thinking. This is breathing in. It's the logical, analytical process of sifting through all those ideas to find the best one. Now, the biggest mistake we all make is trying to do both at the same time. You can't. You have to separate them. First, create. Then, and only then, choose. Okay, so we've got the foundation down. Now for the really fun part. We're going to install 3 powerful apps onto your new mental OS. These are the secret weapons, the power tools of top innovators. And to understand the first one, let's look at a pretty famous example. So when Elon Musk wanted to start SpaceX, everyone told him, "You're crazy. Rockets cost a fortune." But he ended up building them for a tiny, tiny fraction of the standard price. How on earth did he pull that off? He used this, first principles thinking. So instead of reasoning by analogy, which is really just a fancy way of saying copying what others have done, he broke the problem down to its most basic fundamental truths. He literally asked, what is a rocket actually made of? And this one number is just mind-blowing. It shows you the power of that question. He found out that the raw materials, the aluminum, the titanium, all of it, only made up about 2% of the final price tag. The undeniable truth was that the stuff was cheap. It was the way people were putting the stuff together that was crazy expensive. So starting from that first principle, he just built his own process from the ground up and totally changed the game. Okay, but what if the problem isn't about cost? What if it's about a hidden rule you don't even see? Well, that's when you need lateral thinking. This term, coined by Edward de Bono, is basically the art of ignoring the obvious logical path to find a completely new one. The classic story here is the Gordian knot. You had this ridiculously complicated knot, and the legend was that whoever could undo it would rule Asia. So everyone was trying to untie it. Following the unspoken rule, a knot must be untied. They were all stuck. Then Alexander the Great comes along, takes a lateral leap, pulls out his sword, and just slices it in half. Problem solved. That's lateral thinking. It's about challenging the rules you don't even realize you're following. Now for our next step. It's a term you've definitely heard, but let's be honest, it's something we rarely see practiced well: critical thinking. And no, this is not about being negative or just criticizing things. It's about being a detective. It's that discipline of stepping away from your own beliefs, your own biases, to figure out what's actually true. And a super practical, powerful tool for this is the 5 whys technique. It's so simple. You just ask why 5 times to dig past the surface level symptoms. For example, the project is late. Okay, why? Because the tasks took way longer than we thought. Okay, why? Well, we underestimated how complex they were. Why? We didn't do enough research up front. Why? We were on a really tight deadline. And finally, why? Because we overpromised what we could deliver in the sales process. Boom, see? In 5 questions, you go from a simple symptom to the real root cause. All right, that brings us to the final and maybe the most powerful upgrade of all. This one is like activating God mode for your brain. It's about being able to see the entire interconnected system all at once. This is systems thinking. See, most of us see the world in a straight line. A causes B. We see a traffic jam and think, oh, too many cars. But a systems thinker sees a complex web. The traffic jam isn't just about cars. It's about poor public transport, city planning, 9-to-5 work schedules, the timing of traffic lights. It's an outcome of the entire system working together. And a fantastic tool for this is the iceberg model. The event you see, the traffic jam, that's just the tiny tip of the iceberg. Below the surface, you see the patterns, like, hey, traffic is always worse on Fridays. Go deeper, and you find the structures causing those patterns, like a city that was designed only for cars. But at the very bottom, the deepest level, you find the mental models, the core beliefs that keep the whole system in place, like, I need a car to be free. To truly solve the problem, you can't just deal with the event. You have to operate on those deeper levels. So, let's pull all of this together. By installing these new ways of thinking, you've just completed a major upgrade. You are shifting from being someone who just reacts to problems to someone who can actively design the solutions. Look at this. You now have a full mental toolkit. You've got the basic breathing of divergent and convergent thinking. You have the deconstruction power of first principles, the creative rule-breaking of lateral thinking, the truth-seeking of critical thinking, and that huge big picture view of systems thinking. And this is the whole point. The next time you hit that brick wall, don't just try to think harder, think differently. This is all about empowerment. It's about making the choice to stop being a passive victim of your circumstances and instead becoming an active architect of solutions. And that leads me to my final question for you. Looking at this new toolkit, which one of these 5 thinking styles do you feel like you need to practice the most in your own life? Let me know what you think in the comments below.